You are now listening to For All Nerds Show, a podcast about geek and pop culture from the perspective of people of color. For All Nerds is hosted by DJ BenHaMeen and Tatiana Jones. For All Nerds Show is a member of the Loudspeakers Network, where we always say rest in peace to our founder, Combat Jack.
For All Nerds Show is powered by our listeners. Everything we do, from our podcasts, live events, our website, are all independently funded. Please continue to support us through our Patreon page at patreon.com/forallnerds.
Welcome to the Fan Bros, the show where the bros are fans. Doodle.
And what's up, y'all, and welcome to this episode of the For All Nerds Show. The voice of the urban geek, the podcast where we discuss geek culture from the perspective of people of color. Shout out to the Golden Globes for getting it right on the people of color last night. And as always, here live, that's right, we are live. Shout out to everybody on twitch.tv/forallnerds. Thank you for joining in, as well as YouTube. We're also live on YouTube right now. Shout outs, but let me get this started right, because it's your boy, DJ BenHaMeen, a.k.a. the Ghost in the Shell Toe, a.k.a. it's a Kang Thang, you wouldn't understand. Doctor Who's mans is this? Master Splinter Cell, the legend of Slapper Vance. Meet Millhouse. Wakanda's favorite DJ, the Kevin Bacon of the internets, here in the spaceship, live once again, joined by
Tatiana King, also known as the Ting of the North, Tesseract Thompson, Mulatto Hightower, Tatiana Kang The Conqueror, T'Challa Bread, and Lambo Calrissian. Welcome to 2023. Woo!
Wow. Now here in 2023, and it is our first show of the new year. Yeah, and it's my first time seeing you since 2022. So
I know. How do you
feel? Good to see you.
you.
I feel pretty good right now. You know, I'm pretty hype about this year. You know, I mean, I'm just hype about life as always. You know, so things are good. I really don't like to look at the years as really that big a deal, but you know, it is a new, fresh start, as they say, and I'm feeling good right now.
I'm happy. Like you said, I hadn't seen you since last year, which is so funny to say when it's literally like last week. But I just feel like it's nice to have been refreshed, been rejuvenated. I really do hope that everybody watching and listening got a chance to rest. I mean, this is typically a resting period for a lot of the world, not everybody, but a lot of the world. So I really do hope you got some point of resting, you know, whether it was a day, a few hours, something, like, because it is so important to recharge. So, and I got that in spades finally, thank God. My birthday is coming up too, January 14th. Just wanted to sneak that in there. So
I mean,
I'm
as you
excited.
should.
I'm excited. Yep. But no, I'm excited for the new year, Ben. I'm excited for all the new developments that have already occurred. You know, like we're barely into 2023 and it's already spicy hot fire already.
Is it? Do we got some hot goss to talk about?
I mean, not just gossip. I mean, shit that just happened. Something like the Golden Globes, you know, shit like that. Like big things happened the other night.
That did happen, and I'm really glad that we didn't record this episode before the Globes. Because,
God.
Yeah, we were going to, and we were going to make our predictions. And I was calling as I watched. I was definitely calling them out live, you know, screaming for who I wanted.
Would you do your color commentary?
I had some color commentary. Okay. I definitely did. I wasn't on Twitter as much, you know, I was more just watching it. But, you know, I had my commentary in my house. I was yelling at the screen a lot. That was the most I've yelled at the Golden Globes in a while. I was so hyped for a lot of things. Like, you know, when Angela, you know, it was like, seeing, what's her name, give Angela the award was,
yeah,
it was just
Jennifer
a beautiful,
Hudson.
Yes, Jennifer Hudson, like the look on her face. Because we're all just sitting there like, oh, please, God, let it be Angela. And the look on her face, you knew it before she even said anything. And it was just like, so that was dope. And then seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once get the respect it deserves for its two lead actors.
Man, when we say that film was film of the year in this house, in the For All Nerds house, that was film of the year. For me, Okay, fine. For me, it was film
It's
of the
up
year.
there. It's in
It
my
was film
top
of the year.
5.
RR is up there too, but
Yes.
really, that just took me to another level. So did RR, but this was first in terms of taking me to another level this year in terms of film. So that shit went quadruple platinum in my house. So happy for them.
Yep. And then also, I was really happy for Abbott Elementary to clean up
Yes.
the way it did, because I can't say enough about that show. Like, I don't watch much network television, if at all, right now. I think Abbott might be the only thing I'm watching. And I just think it's so brilliant. Week after week, the scripts are so tight, so well done for that format of just a 3-act structure. Just impeccable acting, impeccable writing, directing, everything. And so I'm happy to see it get that type of love. And I just love it because Quinta does so much great things for schools. Like right now, they have this whole thing that they're matching any funds that people donate. So that's really dope to see.
Yeah, and you've already mentioned a couple of winners. You mentioned Angela, who won Best Supporting Actress.
First ever for Marvel.
Yeah, and someone had made the comment, and I agree with them. Like they were celebrating, but they was also like, to me, it's like this, and it's not just to me; it's the truth. It's just been all this long-standing hate against quote unquote comic book movies, as if they're not quote true cinema, as if you don't have real ass, legendary ass actors all up and down lots, if not every story in the MCU. No, really every story in the MCU. You've seen it, and you see people take this seriously. So for it to, as you say, finally get its just due, it's just like, or start to get its just due, it's just like, damn, man, like, I can't believe it's taken this long. It finally happened, and I'm glad it was Angela, but goddamn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm super happy that it was Angela, so I'm really not worried about finding, because, no, I mean,
I'm worried about finally. Like, come on, man. Because and it's only because of the elitism that had been wrought throughout the years when it came to MCU and getting awarded. It was just rife with it. And that's why I've always had a problem with it. Oh, this ain't a real movie. Oh, your boy Scorsese and everybody else got something. He always got some slick shit to say. And it's just like, fam, I respect you, but nah, fam. Like, don't, like, you dragging it. And you need to just see it for what it is. Like, these things are not just, like, yes, it's entertainment, as is technically all of this shit we're watching is entertainment, but there's levels to this shit. And I just wanted that level of respect due. Like, and again, just like everything else, there's some terrible Marvel movies, right? Okay, whatever. And there are more than that. There are really good ones, and ones that are deeply hindering on emotion and understanding and sacrifice and all these other themes, these humanistic themes, which make a good story. So to me, that should be rewarded.
I haven't seen anybody come out with the, oh, but Angela had to die, but I'm sure that's out there as well.
I mean, I'm still mad about that shit now that you mention it. But yeah, so like besides the great Angela Bassett, the great Quinta Brunson, she won for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy TV. We also have, you mentioned Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once, as well as her counterpart. I don't want to mess up his name or their name.
Man,
I don't want to mess up their name.
Pure struggle. I'm not even attempting. That man is going to be known as Short Round to me, but his speech.
Short Round. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's who he was in Indiana Jones. That's who.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's how.
Ke Huy Quan.
Ke Huy Quan. Yes.
Ke Huy Quan.
Oh my God.
And I apologize if I fucked up the pronunciation. I think I got close though.
Yeah, his speech was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And like, because he talked about that. I love, there was a lot of people last night, like Shorty from, who I know is Stifler's mom, who won for White Lotus. It was a lot of people who were on the fringes of Hollywood all their life, and then they're getting
her.
these. Yeah, and now Jennifer Coolidge, and that's like, she talked about being Stifler's mom. She's like, yo, I drained that role. I did it 5-6 times. I'll do it again. She don't care, because it's like she had to survive in Hollywood. And dude was talking about, yo, I was Short Round as a kid, so I thought I'd made it. And then for years, I'm sitting there like, damn, I'm done. I'm ruined. I'll never make it in this industry. Nobody remembers me. And then he's like, they reached out and boom.
Yeah.
Golden Globe winner.
Yeah. And Jennifer's one of those people who, as you say, have pretty much been on the fringes, but also been around for decades. On the fringes.
On the fringes. Just working, steady working. And now, superstar. White Lotus, super big hit. The creator of White Lotus was sitting there. They said he was drunkenly pointing at all the executives who passed up on White Lotus.
I love it. I love petty shit like this. They go... Other people want to go high, you go even lower.
What dude say about Pose? It was the 244th meeting he took on that show when they finally ran with it, when FX was like good to go. And that dude is a superstar. They were giving him his Lifetime Achievement Award. And he had to run through all those meetings to get that show going.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. Also, other notables that won Best Original Song in a Motion Picture, Not Two, for RRR, the motherfucking... Oh, I love that movie. I'm just thinking about it again. I gotta go watch that. The next time I want to play,
it's in theaters right now in New York.
Oh, good.
But only for this weekend. I'm not sure about everywhere. It's bad for the awards. I know LA, because they had a screening in LA with the directors. People were dancing in the aisles at the Chinese theater, the big joint in LA. The famous theater, and people were dancing during Not To. Yes. So I'm thinking about going this weekend. It's just that 3-hour dedication I gotta.
But it's not a long 3 hours.
No, it's one of the best 3 hours.
Yeah, it's just if you got stuff to do, like that shit's going out the that shit going out the window. But
that's
it's
out the
such
door.
a good 3 hours.
But I would love to see that in a theater with people and see people reacting. Because everybody at this point it's like going to see one of those movies, like going to see Belly in the theater right now, where everybody knows every word of this movie by now. And just to be screaming at the screen for every single moment. Come on, man.
I can see you dancing in the aisles. You're gonna be Bima Ram. You're gonna be Ram doing Ram.
Not too.
Yo, that dance went so hard. Like I love Indian based movies and Bollywood movies. Like I love the choreography a lot of them, but no, this choreography went
insane.
So
when
hard.
them mans hit the suspenders shits, my man Mellow Marketer said it best. He thought that it was CGI.
That's
because
how good it was.
The way they go from fast to slow on that kick move is some of the
Yes.
The first time I saw it, I was tripping off the shrooms. I was out of my mind loving this movie. And it took me 20 minutes to get through that scene because I just kept rewinding it. What the fuck am I watching here?
Some of that stuff looks scientifically impossible to do. So I understand why Mello thought that it was CG, because it doesn't make sense how much footwork they got. They got the footwork. I love it. Also, our bestie House of Dragon won Best Television Series in a Drama.
It did?
It did. I didn't even realize it.
Because I missed that. Because I saw Shorty lose for lead actress, and I didn't even know she was nominated.
Yeah. Well, House of Dragon as a whole, as a collective, as a record label.
Over what?
Let's see what it went over. It won over The Crown. It won over The Crown. It won over Better Call Saul. It won over Ozark, and it won over Severance.
I've only seen a pilot of Severance, and I'm like, nah. That shit should have won.
Well, even though your homegirl, Rhaenyra didn't win, our other homegirl, Zendaya, did win in that category. Best performance by the actress in a television series drama, obviously for Euphoria. We already mentioned Abbott. Abbott won Best Television Series in the musical comedy, just again as a record label, as a group.
Hold it.
Quinta won. Tyler James won.
The other two Shorty lead, they canceled each other out, man. That was the problem because they were both in the same category.
Yeah.
So the votes got split and it went to the other some random white girl. I don't know.
Yeah. I love him as an actor, but I'm just I never was down with the whole Dahmer stuff. But Evan Peters did win. Man,
never down with Dahmer, but Evan Peters is he's one of the greats. Yeah, he is one of the young greats. Your man is Elvis. I'm gonna have to watch that movie now. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Why?
Because I like dude. I saw him on SNL, and he wasn't the best, but SNL ain't the best. But I was like, okay, he got potential. And then I like Baz Luhrmann as a director, and so I'm gonna have to peep this joint. I'm gonna have to do it because even the clips, I was like, ooh, Baz is on it in his bag when I saw the clips they were showing.
The character that I'm gonna tell my children is Justin Timberlake, Ruth Langmore. The actress known as Julia Garner won in Ozark. She won for Best Supporting Role in a Drama or Musical Comedy. Even though I guess it's not new that they combine these categories. I think still that's weird that they combine
super weird.
music, comedy, and drama together because they're so different vibes. And
like Barry was up against, Barry was like up against Abbott Elementary and shit, and sometimes it was so weird.
Yeah, like it's like so Julia and if you've watched Ozark before, right?
I know what it's about. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've
So you
read
haven't
the pilot.
really watched it like that.
No,
okay.
I've read, but yeah.
Yeah, so her performance, especially obviously in the finale, I'm not going to spoil it for you if you plan on watching it, but she deserved it. She was absolutely fantastic. But to your point, she was in the same category as Janelle James in Abbott, Cheryl Lee Ralph in Abbott, and someone from The Crown and in Hack. So I just think
that was the one.
Weird.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I was like, that's super weird. I mean, I'm sure she did great, but yeah, it was like, come on now.
Yeah, it's very weird. And then as I mentioned before, Tyler James Williams, he won for Abbott Elementary. I really loved his speech about like his stories about like his character Gregory, how like just the ordinary black man, like those stories need to be told.
Can I speak to that for a second,
Please.
right? Because we've had this whole year of, the anticipation for Wakanda Forever, deservedly, and there was like, a lot of things we went through with this whole recast T'Challa and how people were like, they're taking our black superheroes away from us. And while we at Foreign Nerds are big proponents of the idea, if they don't see you as heroes, they won't see you as human. By the same token, we can't ignore shows and roles like Abbott Elementary and how important they are. Like, I was thinking about that shit today, right? Because I was watching when we watched Eddie Murphy up there, and they showed the quick clip of him dissing Bill Cosby. And I remember back in the day as a kid, right, when Eddie dissed the shit out of Bill Cosby in the special. We'll have a Coke and a smile, shut the fuck up. And we're all crying, But at the same time, before we knew what a scumbag was, and fuck him, but the rest of the family, we were there for Cosby Show every Thursday. It's like Eddie could be like, shut the fuck up to Bill, but we also respected what he was giving us for the black family, showing this on screen, showing working, showing upper middle class black people achieving shit, showing the whole family in different world is like the reason why I'm at Howard, straight up and down, the reason why my sister went to Hampton, straight up and down. So it's like, come on, man, like something like Abbott, is so important and so much needed. And what Tyler said is so real because it's like, you don't get to see black men like that enough. A good ass job, going to work, trying to make it, bagging shorties, living his life, but, wanting to have a family of his own, wanting to do better. He's trying to be the principal. He gets, is played out by shorty. Right.
I mean,
you see,
and he's not a loser. He struggles. He goes through struggles just like everybody else. The normal average person, average American rather, would go through a struggle. And then add on the circles of being in Philly and then being a teacher and then being black man and all that other stuff. Like, I love that you had said that, Ben. Obviously, as a black man, I'm curious as to how you feel about having that representation, that level of representation. And then,
I love it.
And then seeing it and elevated and then awarded.
Yes, I love it. And I think like in the long run, those type of roles are even more important than the MC roles, especially, like I say, I can't lie. This whole recast movement made me just look at a lot of stuff where I was like, oh man, we're missing the point. Like we're kind of missing the point. And it made me not appreciate Wakanda Forever, but kind of like, all right, well then, if it's like that, then maybe we should really focus on some of this other stuff. Because I keep saying, there's so many other characters. Look at behind me. All these black characters, I'm waiting to see on screen. And then we already have things like Abbott Elementary where I feel like people aren't talking about it enough. And that's why
they're not talking in the same
or giving it the same and giving it the same level of appreciation. Everything has been put into this one basket of T'Challa. And that's my issue. You even got Cat Williams up here, just yapping. And it's like, nigga, please. Like, no context. Once again, nobody wants to take anything in the context. It's just feelings.
Right. You're emotional
No.
and you can't let go. And as I sing this, someone in the comments now already beat you to it's gonna say, BenHaMeen's the emotional one. He couldn't let go. Nigga, he told you he wasn't gonna let this shit go. So deal.
Yeah. I
Before
ain't
we
never letting go.
before we
Because
get out
I can't let ignorance go.
before we get out the Golden Globe news, I did want to mention, and you already touched on it. The Eddie Murphy, he won the Cecil B.
Man,
DeMille
listen.
award, and I love obviously the part of his speech. He was like the 3 things that he follows in his life to be successful. He said, "Pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name out your fucking mouth." And when I say that's how you do a Will Smith slap joke. That's how you fucking do it. That's how you still bring up shit that already happened that people may have been over, but that shit is actually funny the way he did it. That's
I want to
simple.
big up the editor of the person who did his intro reel because the beats and the way things were on beat and on time. I was sitting there like, ooh, I heard that drop. Okay, I see what you're doing. Ooh, okay. Like, no. And it was just, showing his whole beautiful career, but doing it slickly. Like, I feel like there was some, there was definitely some soul behind that.
I was going to say, and before I get to more soul, I also wanted to shout out Jeremy Allen White, who won for The Bear. He plays Carmi.
Yes.
In The Bear. And I love The Bear. I love his character. I love, what's my girl's name?
I've loved him from Shameless.
Oh, okay. See, I never watched Shameless, so.
Oh man, he's been deserved. I can't believe this is his first nomination.
What's my girl's name that plays opposite him?
I can't remember. I've only
Ayo
seen
Edebiri.
Yeah.
Ayo Edebiri. I love her.
She's great.
Yeah. But yeah, talking about the soul, there is a likelihood that it was somebody with some soul back there, some seasoning back there, because from what Jared Carmichael was saying, Stephen Hill, who is famous for being a big producer on BET Network, he was involved with the production of the Golden Globes. And I imagine that he would have brought people. I mean, Stephen Hill's responsible for why Jared Carmichael hosted. So, and as we speak on him, what did you think about his hosting job?
I still have not seen the intro because I turned in a little late, so I got to watch that monologue.
But online, because I didn't watch it live. I
got to watch the monologue. Yes, I got to watch the clips. But what I saw from, in general, I loved him. I mean, I'm a Jared Carmichael fan. I've got to see him live in person for the taping of one of his specials one time. And so I've been a fan of his since his first special when he did The Little Room on HBO. I think he's one of the greats. Like, he has the potential to be in that line of black comedians.
Right?
Gerard Carmichael. Yeah.
Okay.
And I saw him, like I said, when I saw him live up close, I was like, oh no, this man's for real. Like, he's for real about it. So I never have anything bad to say about that man.
Yeah.
He's good to go.
Well, I won't say bad, but I think it's fair critique. Like, his approach was to, I mean, apparently that is his line of study to make people uncomfortable. And he pointed out the glaring big elephant in the room when it came with the Golden Globes, and the reason why he was there in the first place because he's black, and like he did not let down. And like once you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, that nigga got them. And I think that's cool. And at the same token, there's people who are like, well, they feel like that it wasn't as entertaining or as funny because it was, and not just white people, because clearly y'all gonna be awkward, but like not assuming y'all gonna feel uncomfortable, but even like people of color were like, well, I don't know. I just think it just depends on who you are, if you like his style of comedy, whatever.
Straight up.
Because a lot of people rather complained about that, felt it was awkward. But
he's not for everyone.
He's not for everyone, right?
No.
So I saw both sides. I'm happy a black man was hosting.
Yep. Looking fly too.
Looking good, and one
that
that's
Negro
not,
as
far as I know, not problematic. So
I don't know.
I don't know of any things that may have happened, but what I'm saying. Like, I'm like Issa. I'm rooting for everybody black. With some caveats.
I think I said it after he hosted SNL, but I'm going to say it again now. That man one day is going to play a villainous role and is going to win him like everything.
Because
he's going to win.
That's his aura.
Everything.
That's his aura. He has that. Like, to me, he has that Lex Luthor type energy where he's like, he could say some shit real straight to your face, and that shit be devilish in disguise. So I can definitely see him doing an amazing villain role for sure. But yeah, he overall he still held the room. He had everybody's under. He did what a host was supposed to do, which was grab the attention and focus the crowd. So
no, he did that.
Yeah,
he definitely did that ish.
Yeah. Okay, BenHaMeen. Anything other? I mean, I know obviously there's a lot of stuff. Do you want to take a break? Or do you want to talk through the rest of this?
Let's take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back. Thank you all for joining us for the live. When we get back, we'll shout out y'all. If y'all got any questions, hit us in the chat, twitch.tv/forallnerds. Also on YouTube. Any questions, we might get around to answering them. And, we'll be right back in a second.
This is Yvonne Chapman. I play Javon on Kung Fu's CW. When I'm not on set, I am listening to For All Nerds.
This is Niambi. When I'm not busy doing the acting thing, the writing, drawing, illustrating, I'm listening to For All Nerds.
This is Shannon Houston, writer on HBO's Lovecraft Country, and you are listening to For All Nerds.
This is Malcolm Spellman, head writer, Falcon and Winter Soldier. You are listening to For All Nerds.
It's Ihoma, writer for Lovecraft Country. When I am not creating, I am listening to For All Nerds.
My name is Damon Lindelof. I'm one of the writers of Watchmen, The Leftovers, Lost. And when I am not sheltering in place, washing my hands, and sheltering from squids, I am listening to For All Nerds.
This is Kate Herron. I'm the director of Loki, and you are listening to For All Nerds.
And what's up, y'all, and welcome back, and thank you for joining us. If you are here on our live stream right now on twitch.tv/forallnerds, thank you to everybody, to Rizadon, Volcamir, Quiet Stormborn, Vic, L.A. Jones, Kels Got It, some other people up in here. It's a lot of people, D.Doppler.
The usual suspects. I hear y'all, I see y'all.
Miss J 1908, Lock It Down. Thank you all for joining us here live. We are figuring this out still. Once we get it right, we will let y'all know what our schedule will be so you can catch us live. But as you see, we are glistening, we are gleaming, and that is all thanks to y'all, especially the people over at patreon.com/forallnerds who support the mission. You can go over there for a very low amount. You can help us do all these things, like help me purchase these new lights that I got that got me shining and glowing. They're behind me as well. Everything. It's beautiful in here right now. Thanks to the fine folks, the fam at patreon.com/forallnerds.
And I'll be next. I'll be able to materialize an actual room next time you guys see me. So right now I'm in like the niggaverse. So that's okay.
It's
I appreciate
okay.
you. It's okay. We're still doing it. We're still doing it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. And we are here. So, anything else? Yeah, shout out everybody. We're back. We talked about the Globes.
Yeah, just want real quick again, shout out to Ravy B, Raven Verona, who did the portraits, and they are absolutely stunning, beautiful, love it. Just wanted to shout out her. I think we generally got everything about the Golden Globes. Yeah,
I think so too. I felt like there was like one thing
there
was
probably
missing.
There probably is.
Other than the fact that RR didn't win everything. Oh, that was the one thing. I haven't finished it, but I did start. I'm about 50 minutes into Banshees of Inisherin. And it was one of those films where I was like, man, this feels like a bunch of hype. And no, it's really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Colin definitely deserved to win. And what's his name definitely deserved to be nominated. They are both phenomenal. Colin is hilarious and sad. And, it's a really touching film about these two friends. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
Colin's one of the ones when it comes to actors. Like,
because he's also one of the ones who can go way over the top.
He could shoot a scenery. Like,
yes,
what was they showing a clip of? I've never seen Bullseye. Right, they were showing that on Twitter, like right before
you've never
New
seen
Year's.
that?
I've never seen it. So Bullseye from Daredevil, Bullseye.
Yes,
I've never seen it, but like I was fucking crying. It was just a clip of him going through like I guess the metal detector at the airport or something, and I was like, is this supposed to be extra? Like it's kind of like 90s. 2000s, and I'm like, what is going on?
I mean, the whole movie is out of control, but Colin is in another out of control movie that, like, it only exists in his mind.
Okay.
Yeah, with the tattoo of the bullseye on the forehead.
Yeah.
It's.
But I'm like, I felt like he did that shit on purpose. Like, He's too good. Colin is too goddamn good to like just be just doing like being stupid to be stupid. I don't know.
Nah, I mean everybody can fuck it up, you know.
Right,
Look,
but he's so smart as an actor. I don't know. Damn.
Look. All right, I'm not gonna bring up his tape. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. My man just won a Golden Globe. Moving on. What is the next topic?
At the top of the year, BenHaMeen, you went to a magical place.
A magical place.
This was your first time. I went maybe 6-7 years ago and actually represented For All Nerds there. We had a what's it called? A panel. I haven't been in one of those for a while, but we had a panel. It was really well attended. It was at 1 a.m. and it was a full house. So that tells you how magical this place is. What's the name of this magical place, BenHaMeen?
The name of this magical place is MagFest 2023 Super Melee Battle. And, you know, got to say the whole name, baby. I don't know why they had the Super Melee Battle, but I love it. It was my first time going to MagFest at the National Harbor at the Gaylord Hotel. Mm-hmm. Yo, I'm there next year without a doubt. Like, man.
Honestly, BenHaMeen, and even though I know that it's a magic place, you would have to drag me there. I'm never going back. It's like Alice in Wonderland meets Super Smash Brothers. That's where they got the whole melee stuff from. So Super Smash Brothers meets just every NPC in every game you've ever played for the last 55 years is in one place. I can't deal with NPCs like that. Like, I mean, it's not, and don't get me wrong, it's not a bad place. It can be fun. It's just a lot. And
yes,
the way my energy works, I'm good. So I'll be your man in the chair and I can like direct you from afar. Like I could just,
oh no, you gotta be there. We get in a room. We get in a suite.
There. Fine, I'll be there, but I'm gonna like radio you from the room, and I'll just be like, okay, go left.
Oh, well, the room gonna be lit. Cause we gonna have parties in the room.
Then fine, I'm saying in the room. I am not going down there. So,
man,
for those who've never been to MagFest, it's a 24-hour, 3 or 4 day convention.
Yep, Thursday to Sunday.
By 24 hour, I mean 24 hours. Meaning literally, I told you, our panel at the time was at 1 a.m. Still full house. People are awake and up and walking around and doing the most random fucking shit at all hours of the day and night.
Let me talk about it real quick. Because it's the Music, Anime, and Gaming Festival, and that's why it's called MagFest, and that's what I did not understand, and that's why I learned, and that is why I fell in love, especially because of the music portion, because it is music everywhere. In the hallways, in the rooms. People just set up and start jamming anywhere. Like one person will be there. One of my favorite moments was I'm waiting for my lift and it was running late and I was hearing somebody on piano playing Bohemian Rhapsody. So I'm like, hold up, they're doing that pretty well. I walk over and this dude is singing it. And as he's singing it, everybody around starts gathering and starts singing the chorus parts with him. And in a second, we're all singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes. This woman is killing it on the piano. It was just, oh my God, like so many moments like that. Mm-hmm. So many ill bands. They have a giant ballroom with the ill stage, with the ill screens. And I saw the Super Soul Bros over there. They destroyed it. I saw some other band. I don't even know their damn name.
With Mega Ran and everybody?
No, I had to leave before that, but that's Mello caught them with everybody. I ran into Mega Ran. Yeah, me and Mega were, chopping it up all weekend. Another band that's now a favorite of mine is Watch Out for Snakes. They were so dope. Then, like you said, the games, right?
Games, yeah. It's a great place of discovery. Like, if you don't know shit about shit, just go to MagFest. You'll learn everything.
Yes, there are 3 ballrooms full of games, from one ballroom full of every console, starting with the Atari 2600 all the way up to the current joints. Another room full of arcade games, starting from Miss Pac-Man and shit like that, all the way up to the current joints. Mm-hmm. Another room full of like experimental weird stuff. I gotta shout out this joint. I played Thesis Loop. Shout out to that. Look out. The dude said he's gonna be releasing the demo soon on Steam and everything. It is a ill game about time travel. Trigger warning, it also involves multiple suicides.
Right. Did you take a picture of that sign that tried to explain time
Yes.
travel? And I wanted to see the rest. You didn't get it all.
No, that's the whole thing. That's it. It's the whole.
But after the thing of it stopped a part about the brain, the copy of the brain, and I didn't get to see what was past that.
That's it. Your brain exists, at least for this game. What it was saying.
Oh, that was the game. Oh, okay.
Yes,
I thought that was just a random sign.
That's
Okay.
what. No. That time travel thing is explaining how the time travel works in the game. But it was also such an ill thing because I've had this theory about time travel for a long time, like most of my life, where I'm like, if people were changing the past behind us, no one in the current time would even realize that it was happening.
Correct.
Because everything would just be changing and your mind would change along with it. You would think the history is what it is. And that's what that game was doing. And so when I sat down, I was like, oh, this motherfucker's been reading my mind. So me and the dude developer were sitting there talking about time travel for a minute. And it was one of them games, like you said, it's middle of the night. I walked in there, middle of the night, played it, went back to my room. I said, yo, what the fuck? And for the next day, I was thinking about that shit. So I went back over there, and the developer there was there the next day. And I was like, yo, bro, I was thinking about your game all damn night. And let's chop it up.
I mean, listen, like I said, I'm glad I went and I understood. My brother is actually one of the musical directors, so I know you met up with him. And
how do you say his name?
Champagan.
Champagan. Shout out to my bro.
What's his face? So what's his face? Zach Brannigan on Futurama.
Man.
Champagan. So that's what
Champagan, me and that dog we had a time. Is all
had a
I'll
time
say.
drinking your 0% beer. I saw that.
Yeah,
0% alcoholic beer.
that was the beginning. It didn't end with 0%.
Doesn't say how fucking random MacFest is. Like, I think if, like I said, it's just a lot. It's a bit too much. It's a bit too much. It's a bit too much stimulation for me. Like I'll be in the wind somewhere, but like if you just really, as BenHaMeen said, music, anime, and gaming, if that is your life, if you wanted to live the life of an NPC, there are people who quite literally for 4 days adopt a persona. And they are that persona for the duration of the period. There was this one guy who he was just like the fucking Mad Hatter, and he set up like what was it, like not a poker, a blackjack table, and people could wager anything, right? And
he's there again.
Yes, behind him was a giant. I know, that's what I'm talking about. Behind him was a giant shelf where he just had all the different wares of the shit that people lost during these games. We're talking about like fucking Casio keyboards, like old shit, fucking ramen noodles. Like my brother played, he wagered a couple ramen noodles and he won a pack of Mentos. Like, and then it's like somebody fucking lost a burner phone because they the house won blackjack. That's what I'm saying. Then there was fucking random shrines.
Shout out Brendan Fraser to
God.
God.
There was a shrine to Brandon Fraser out of fucking... No, someone put a life-size cardboard cutout of Brendan Fraser, and then over the next 4 days, people started putting, like, what is it? Offerings to it.
Yes,
and then there was another one for Danny DeVito. Like, it's just so fucking random. And it's like, if that's your lifestyle and you fuck with that shit, or if you don't, maybe you just want to experience it, I say try it at least once.
Let me say, when I mean, there were several moments that I fell in love with the place, but one of them was when my man DJ Analyze was spinning at the MGM Grand, which is like 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
And so we're over there rocking, at the Grand. I'm rocking with him. We get out of there about 2, 3 in the morning. This is Saturday night. Head back over to the Gaylord.
You leave the real world and enter.
Yeah, and Analyze has not been there all weekend. He don't have a pass, nothing. But your bro was upstairs DJing. Now, we get there at 4 in the morning, right?
My brother?
Yes, your bro's upstairs DJing in a random room. So me and Analyze head up there. We get in, he gets us in. We got drinks. I mean, we already out our mind faded, but, we kept the party going. And, we in there, he rocking. It's the complete weird out environment. Analyze just to see it all and just sweaty. Yo, it's so funky in there. Oh my God, in that room.
That's another reason I'm not going.
Jesus Christ, the funk in that room was out of control. But then we went out of there, and so we're walking around downstairs. I can't take him into the ballroom, but I'm just taking him around so he can see everything. And that's when I was like, yo, I'm in love. Like, it's 4 in the morning, and it's still going down at this bitch with no problem. Like, we left, but I was like, yo, I could have really just stayed in the arcade. I woke up in the morning and went back for Sunday, but I could have just stayed in the arcade till like 10 in the morning and then went home.
There's some people who legitimately don't sleep because they don't want to miss anything.
I'm sure.
So, hello, Maze in the chat. He put a little emoji. Ben was like moving like the magical bean. No, again, it's an amazing place. for some people. For other people, you're just going to be weirded the fuck out. But it's also, I think it's always good to go at least once, especially if you're into conventions within fandom. Then you got to go at least once.
You got to go. That's one of my faves right away.
Yeah.
I'm definitely still hitting up Dragon Con this year as well as Blurred Con. Those are still on the list.
And Dragon Con's the big convention if you want to see cosplay. I mean, they do everything else, but it's really the main draw is the cosplay.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's the king, and I believe it still is. But to me, Dragon Con.
I'm bringing the lights. I'm bringing a new camera.
Yeah. And then you do see some of the Dragon Con stuff happen in New York Comic Con, but really, to me, Dragon Con is the king of cosplay when it comes to conventions. Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
I'm really debating right now on Emerald City because that's like coming up in March, and Mello's trying to get me to go because he's like, "Yo, go do biz," but it's like coming right up.
That's in Chicago?
Seattle.
Well,
the J.R. Ewing of Seattle.
Well, your boy lives in Seattle, so you might want to go.
Yeah, I'm good. What's up next?
Okay. Just a little trailer dropped the other day called Ant-Man Quantummania. Nigga. What the fuck did we say? That one show when someone asked us in a guac session, they asked what MCU shows, or excuse me, what MCU films are you looking forward to? Or what's the most important? That's what they said. And I said, to me, I was adding stuff that was important. I said, no, Quantummania is probably the precipice at this point.
I was underwhelmed.
Nigga, really?
Yeah.
Now, okay, before I go then, I would love to hear why you were underwhelmed.
It was too much CGI, and at least when I watched it on my TV screen, the CGI looked really choppy, and because of that, I was like taken out of it, and it didn't look like anything that I hadn't seen, like Ant-Man being turned into streams or multiple Ant-Man. Now, Kang Gang, come on now. Now there, I was, come on.
Yeah.
100% sold. Watching him stomp that man out, I was there for that. All that good stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, overall, it just didn't really, because it still felt like they're not gonna commit. Like
now, like it was an X-Men comic. They're not gonna quite commit. It's gonna reverse and do it over again.
Yeah. Like they'll do it all over again. And it's like if they're not gonna really end this with Scott getting murdered or something like that.
They're not gonna fucking kill Scott.
Why not?
I mean, they could. Well, actually, let me back up.
You gotta set up Kang as the big bad.
Back up. They will kill him, but they'll kill multiple versions of him. You already saw versions of him die or purport to be dying. You saw that in the trailer.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But the one, I think, one theory someone said that would be ill and would be great for Paul Rudd is if they kill the one we know and then replace him with an evil variant. So Paul gets to play evil, but like a spy evil, a bad guy playing a good guy playing a bad guy, that type of thing.
I'm a dude disguised as a dude.
I'm
a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. You want to do that shit?
Yeah.
Well, shit, fuck that. I was fucking excited. Okay, shit. I mean, I was excited by the teaser trailer a few months back, and this one just continued the hype train for me. Since we're on Twitch, everyone knows about the hype train, but I was like I didn't really focus as much on the quality of the CG and all this other stuff because again, lots of shit you see in Marvel trailers are a lie. However, from what they did present to us, I was just excited, and I think it was more so my excitement for Kang over anything. Now, I also love Scott Lang. Like I love Paul Rudd. I love his Ant-Man. I love this, how he plays it and all that stuff. I'm here for Kang. Yes. I'm here for this nigga washing everybody. I'm here for him giving everything and everybody the fade. This is Kang the Conqueror. Okay, this isn't He Who Remains, who clearly got the bad.
He warned y'all.
He warned y'all. No, this is Kang the fucking Conqueror.
See you soon.
And like to see like his minions, the other I forgot what they're called, but the ones that actually have the same similar outfit as him with the helmet on and all this other stuff, like, and then to see that real quick clip of MODOK. Was it MODOK?
MODOK.
Yeah, we saw MODOK.
And on MODOK real quick.
Did you watch this show on Disney Plus, by the way?
I watched the first episode.
I watched the first episode. Oh no, it was on Netflix, I think, at the time, or was it on Disney Plus?
Hulu. I caught it on Hulu. Yeah,
Hulu,
whatever.
Excuse me. Yes, it was on Hulu, then it got moved. I only watched one episode. Okay.
It was cute. Yeah, I love MODOK as a character, though, as a record label, all that. And eagle-eyed viewers spotted that MODOK is being played by the dude who played Alex. Well, I think his name is Darren Cross is his real name, but he played Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man film. And at the end of that, he shrunk away into the dimension. Now, in the comics, MODOK is a completely different character than Yellow Jacket. He is a genetically modified, he is a mental organism designed only for killing. That's how he gets the name MODOK.
That's an acronym.
Yeah, it's an acronym for MODOK. So, I don't know how they're going to give him the name MODOK if he is obviously some variant, or maybe he is. That's what happened when he went into the quantum realm. Maybe maybe his head, blew to this size when he shrunk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're going to give him the name MODOK, whatever, but it should be interesting to see them tie all that together. And it's just hilarious to see MODOK be so ill. And to see the big head man sitting in the chair actually translated to live action. You can't.
They translated a fucking tree and a raccoon. They could do anything. And Ego. If they could do that, they can do anything.
They didn't do Ego right, though, see?
Well, whether they did it right or not, they did it.
Yeah, but that's like Galactus as a cloud. Not done right. Nope. Doesn't count. Does not count. No, Ego was... I still, to this day, I'm like, I love that movie, but that ain't the Ego.
That's so funny. When you said Galactus as a cloud, I immediately thought of Nope.
Ooh,
the fucking
that was
the
much
cloud.
Better. Much better cloud there.
Much better cloud, yeah.
Much better cloud there.
Okay,
yeah.
but no, I was fucking excited. And like I said, it's mostly because I want Kang supremacy. And to the chat, yes, saw all the memes. Those shits were funny, especially the deity, the deity, Kang the god and all this stuff. Like, I just want to see, and then of course the next stuff that's happening, and maybe we talk about that. BenHaMeen, the whole lineage of Kang, so the Reeds and all this other stuff, like how, and people were like, well, if he's Kang, then that means Reed's black and everybody else is black, and I'm like, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
What do you think?
Yeah, not necessarily at all, because it's generations into the future where they could be white now and then be black by the time Kang comes around, so it could be anything there. And in the comics, it's usually that he's a descendant of Tony Stark or Reed. It's been both. It gets confusing. Yeah, it depends. I'm just really hyped to see Kang because time travel, like we were discussing earlier, is one of my favorite subjects. I do not like writing about it. It's super difficult to write, but I do love when other people get it right. And Kang in the comics was one of my favorite villains, probably bigger than even like Dr. Doom back in the day. I just loved his look. He had this ill look, and he was the Time Lord, so I just thought that was dope. And his name, Kang, everything about him as a kid, Kang was my man. So it's just like all this type of stuff, like that type of part of the MCU, I'm so hyped. And it's Jonathan Majors,
Right.
I'll tell you, I think it's the little things that throw me off now, right? When they're like, be here for the start of a new dynasty. Where it's like, we already know what we're getting coming up. I don't need you to force feed it to me. And I get it. That's also for the casual people who don't have that.
I was going to say, casual people wouldn't know about Kang Dynasty and all those other shit.
So they're like,
that goes above their head.
So they got to hype it. And I think it's more, my anticipation is like, it's because it's like, damn it, they've been kind of shaky with these films lately. So I'm like, please get it right. And he was so good as He Who Remains. I'm like, don't do my man wrong. So that's more what I'm feeling right now. It's like, please get it right. It's Kang, set it off right.
I mean, they already started him right in Loki, and I'm also go ahead.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. So
they already did it. So I'm just like, all right, don't
F
fuck
it up now. Yeah, there it is. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. Y'all did it perfectly, really. My other stuff about theory that I want to see is how this ties in with Loki 2 particularly, the second season, because as we saw how shit went down, it was like, okay, so now you have not Sylvie and Loki, and then you saw how the TVA changed, where it was Kang the Conqueror basically being the deity there. So what does that mean going forward? How is that going to be how's that going to affect the further timelines? Like, what the
yeah,
I mean see that.
No, I can't lie. I'm super hyped. I just want to see if they pull it off. That's more my thing. Like, it's like, okay, this is one of the ones where I'm like, let's see what they do. Because this, like you said, this is setting up Loki. This is setting up the Kang Dynasty. This is pretty much setting up everything that comes in between now and the Kang Dynasty. Because it seems like everything from here on out is going to be part of this multiverse saga. And they're going to try and, make it a little more tightly wound. So I'm sure this is even affecting the Marvels.
What about
which
Secret
drops
Wars?
later on this year? Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I think Secret Wars will try to be as like more self-contained, where
be
they're dealing with their
contained?
own shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they got their whole own shit to deal with in Secret Wars, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if Kang's gonna pop up like, and
Fucking
also
Kang scrolls Kang. Like, nigga, it has to be. This is what I'm talking about when I'm like, and yes, I'm speaking from the perspective of a fan and someone who's more informed. But this is the shit I'm talking about when I said this shit has to be celebrated. Because to your point, yes, they got to pull it off. But when they do, which they have done a few times already in different aspects, but when and if they do, it's like you gotta fucking reward that. Like that shit is. And again, let's even put aside the actual the comic book aspect, the MCU aspect, the Marvel aspect. From a storytelling perspective, if you are able to pull that shit off, especially something as complex and so deep and thorough as time travel, and then add on all the other layers, if you could get that shit right, bro.
I mean, I think they did it very well. Like, people, you know, seem to hate on Endgame now for some reason, and I think they did it very well in that film.
Who said that?
I seen some clowns on Twitter. I won't even give them no shouts, you know, but you know they were definitely, you know, but whatever. So I think, yeah, and if you could do it over multiple films, like this is leading up to,
they better do it multiple. They don't need to squeeze shit, everything and everyone into this.
I mean, the Kang Dynasty cannot be like the Age of Ultron where it ends after that. Like,
it cannot.
He has to keep going into Secret Wars.
It cannot. That's what I'm saying. Everything has to spill over because that is the very essence of Kang is that the nigga is everywhere.
Yeah.
So
I want to see him get murdered in this film.
Right. And I think that should be reflected. Get murdered and then another one pops up elsewhere. Like, that should be reflective in and of itself in the Marvel universe. Like,
I want to see
you thought you got him. He's over there in the fucking Secret Wars. He's fucking Skrull. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you thought you got him. Nah, he's fucking around with Miss Marvel and the rest of them. Like, you gotta, they got to do this. Like, this nigga needs to be a menace that pops up at the worst times possible. And it's like, God damn, here he comes again. But not in an annoying way, but in a way like, oh shit, I done fucked up now.
Yeah, I want to see the Council of Kangs.
Oh,
where it's like all the different Kangs start coming together to figure things out.
Right. Which is kind of like what he alluded to. What he
talked about before they started murdering each other.
He was like, well, I tried to get them together.
Yeah, and then it was like, nah. Yeah. And that's exactly how it goes in the comics too, because the Council of Kangs always murders each other off too.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah,
like shout out to Maze in the comments. I am what you said, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
And it's also because of something that I want to talk about next. And that's why I'm so kind of like more a little bit cautiously optimistic and kind of down on the MCU in general right now. Because I've been watching a lot more foreign made content over the last year and ramping up that recently. And things like RRR, like I just think the director of that is just outshining pretty much everyone in the MCU, or I mean, in a lot of American cinema in general. And recently, like last week, I watched this film Athena on Netflix. I was looking up like the best of 2022. I wanted to catch up on some films, and I saw this on the best of action list. I also watched this other joint, Talamu. I can't remember the name. I'm gonna have to get the name of it. It's a very ill Bollywood film, and I think the director of that is also brilliant and was doing some crazy shit in it that I just haven't seen in cinema. But Athena, back to Athena. Athena is directed by Romain Gavras. It's written by Romain and Laji Lai. I'm probably mispronouncing everyone's name in this. It's starring Dali Benasla, Sami Silmain, Anthony Bajon, Osani Mbarak, and Alexis Manetti. Like I say, excuse my pronunciation on everybody. Cinematography, which definitely deserves a major shout out by Matthias Boucard, and the music also by Generation. Oh, Generation. Yeah, okay, that's Generation.
That was a struggle.
It was a struggle. I'm reading, and this is all brand new to me. Yeah, but anyway, back to Athena. Athena is a French film that takes place over pretty much a day in this project housing. And what is so insane about this movie and what blew me away about it is that, I mean, beyond this, there's a lot of things that's great about it. But the first thing that got me and why I watched it was they were like, yo, it starts off in an 11-minute shot. And so I was like, all right, I got to see that. Now, it's definitely multiple shots connected together, but it's done so seamlessly and taken through so many places. And what makes it so brilliant and so beautiful is it's not done in a showy way. It's done to establish all the characters, the world they live in, their conflicts, everything. It is one of the most perfect opening sequences that I've ever seen in any form, because by the end of it, I was in love with the protagonist, where I'm like, I'll follow this man through the gates of hell. I knew what he was up against. I knew, everything that could stop him from his goals, and I knew what he was trying to get through in the end. And then the shot ends with the credits, Athena over the opening. It is just so absolutely out of control. And after I finished it, there's a 30-minute making of it on Netflix, because there's certain shots as you're watching, you're like, wait, how
do they do that?
How? And then when you see how they did it, it's still like, yo, you're insane. Like, and that's not even what I thought y'all did there. I was like, okay, that must have been a drone. No, that was a person attached to a cable that they
hanging upside down at a 45-degree angle.
They had this man walk through a crowd, and they had to reshoot the scene. I'm not gonna tell you what's happening, but so many people bump into the cameraman because there's so much chaos going around them. And then at the end of the shot, after walking downstairs following the main character, they attach a cable to the back of the man's back so he can be lifted up into the air, so he can then shoot from above as they're lifting him up into the air to finish the shot. And this is like
physically attached.
Physically attached. And this is like another 5-minute shot that they had to do over and over again until they get to that end sequence and then lift this man into the air. And so beyond that, like I say, beyond the cinematography and everything, because that's just in service of the story, and that's why it's so ill, it tells this it's a tragedy, first of all, but it's a story about these brothers. And the basic plot of the movie is there's 3 brothers. One of them has just come home from serving in the military. He's come home from war. He's a war hero. The other younger one is the leader of the gang in the projects. The third brother, who's older than both of them, is basically a gun runner, whatever, dirt dealer, like whatever it takes type of dude. So the youngest brother their youngest brother was killed by the police before the film starts. Okay. So the film begins with the brother who's just come home from the military, giving a speech at the police station, telling everyone to remain calm. We got to find out what happened. The camera moves from him giving the speech to the other brother, who's the leader of the gang, standing in the crowd, watching his brother get a speech. He gives a signal, and his gang rushes into the police station, and the movie doesn't stop from there. Wow. And it is such a beautiful and tragic story, but also so inspiring. And like I say, it's at its heart, the story is about revolution. And it's one of them things, like when I talk about what revolution takes and the toll it takes on the people. It's like why I love Andor so much, because Andor shows you that being a rebel is going to make you use tactics that will make you as dark as the Empire at times. But that's what it might take to get to what you're looking for. And that's the same thing that this film says. And I don't want to spoil anything about, what happens with these brothers, but it is a tragedy and just such a beautiful, well acted, well shot. The music, the director talked about using like orchestrated versions of hip hop music to, be the background. It's just incredible music. Like I say, some of the best cinematography you'll ever see. And so it's because of things like this is why lately it's really tough for me for the most part. Like my favorite films of the year were pretty much mainly foreign films, Nope and Wakanda Forever.
I agree.
That was pretty much it. That was it. It was RRR. Everything everywhere is a, American film, but it might as well be a foreign film, because of the talent involved and the pedigree of the talent.
Yeah. And I know you didn't see it, but Woman King was also in my top list.
Yep. I got to see that as well. And are people of color, like that's the other thing. People of color created things are really moving to where it's tough for me to watch it when it's not, because it's like, man, I need to see that creativity. And as far as action and shit like that, like That's the thing, man. It's like watching, Avatar or whatever. It's like all this money, and it was like, whatever. I'll be honest. And I love James Cameron. I think he's one of the premier action directors when he's on it. But I didn't need to see him redo Titanic for the end.
It's not all this, BenHaMeen. It's not all this money. It's only $80 million.
What do you mean?
That's all the spice was worth. Remember?
Can't
80 million.
I can't.
Nigga, you were in cryostasis across the fucking galaxy, and you are mining something that only gives you $80 million.
You got to kill a lot of fucking whales.
God damn.
A lot of fucking whales. Yeah.
It's too hurtful. Oh, we got to run that shit. That's
Oh my God. So yeah, after seeing things like Athena, it's just really tough for me to go back to what a lot of people are doing here, because I feel like we're just not getting served the cutting edge. We're getting served the cookie cutter shit. And I need that cutting edge. I need that illness. So please, everyone, y'all, go watch Athena. It is on Netflix right now. I just learned something really wild about how streaming services are like jerking people out of their money.
Yeah. How they get around trying to pay people.
Yeah, and one of them is like they don't pay you when you're in the 8-day window when your shit debuts.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone rushing to see things is actually doing these people a disservice. But at the same time, they'll cancel your shit if people don't rush to watch it.
It's a catch-22. It's a deliberate, and Netflix started that shit.
Yes, and everyone has followed suit with it.
Yep.
And so Athena is still on Netflix right now, and if you watch it right now, these cats will get some money from it. So go watch this fucking movie. Tell everyone about it, goddamn it, because like I'm really like, even like I was talking to Mello, he was like, I haven't even heard about this, and I'm like, how have people not been talking about this? I know in the comments right now there's some people saying they've probably seen it and love it.
I never heard of it until you said it.
It's so many people in like the industry and stuff. I hit up that dude Kyle KB whatever, who's always doing the threads on Twitter, and he works at Netflix. And I asked him, and
he ain't know. And that's
he didn't respond to me. I don't know, but he didn't respond.
But this is, and that's on fucking purpose. And it doesn't make sense to me how counterintuitive that is. Your whole reason for existence, Netflix, is to serve people film, TV, and whatever. And then to like not talk about it or not quite, what's the word, advertise it, and then want the ratings. But then if it's not ratings within, like you say, 8 days, and I'm gonna cancel it if it's a show. Like, I don't understand. How is this? It's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's just very strange how all of this plays out. And it's all money. It all ties to money, but still.
The things with Athena, I also think is because it's so revolutionary and because it's such about people of color and things like that it's not being promoted as well. I see
but
people.
RRR was on that line too.
But RRR,
like when you saw what that really was about.
Yeah, but RRR caught on in its own country first, and it was a massive hit there, and it was just one of those things that translated.
They just poured it over.
Yeah, and Athena, I think it's just one of those things just didn't get the right money behind it and shit, because it is one of the movies where I think if more people saw it, it's going to be like, oh my God. And I think as, people watch it as like the years go on, it's to gain that cult following. So, yeah, and there's a lot of great things that just don't get the hits. RRR was very lucky. Because there's been a lot of great Bollywood movies that have not become international successes.
I guess technically then that would make things like Squid Games very lucky.
Super.
Like, because remember, he was doing shit for 10 years and with not one fucking bite.
Not one bite. And now, he can't get it, now everybody wants anything he'll do. Like, in the comments, people, I saw Maze bring up Barbarian, which I also watched. I actually think Barbarian, there's a great movie inside of Barbarian that is not what you see, because I think it's a good movie. If you like horror, it's well worth it. I think it has some themes and ideas that are really ill about misogyny and about men in general. And then it just turns into a hot mess by the third act. but no, I mean, it's like, to me, most horror movies turn into a hot mess in the third act.
Yeah, they can't just get it together.
Yeah, because it just turns into a monster, and so that's what this movie turns into.
Monster, now we gotta wrap it up.
And the monster just turns, oh my God, this shit's comedy. There's a Kool-Aid Man reference in the third act.
Is it as bad as like The Village?
I've never seen that.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm good.
And Mike Shyamalan.
Yeah, no, I'm good. See, okay, it's like, what do you call it? Another one that I love, but I think turns into a comedy is The Conjuring. Like, I think The Conjuring is horrifying.
Turns into a comedy, like a dark comedy?
No, it's just to me. There's
you, it's funny. To you, it's a comedy.
Look, all right, I'll say it. It's a years old movie. There's a poltergeist in this fucking house.
Yeah.
At one point, it starts dragging the little girl around by his hair. Like, I'm rolling on the ground. Like, you're a fucking poltergeist. Murder these people and be done with it. If you're going to drag somebody around by the hair, I'm going to start rolling.
But poltergeists, they terrorize. They're
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Of the house.
At that point, I'm crying, laughing. So it's like, I can't be
Right.
terrorized anymore.
This is the guy, y'all, that are watching, listening. This is the guy that you do not want sitting next to you in a movie that's supposed to be serious and something even slightly funny or something that could be slightly taken out of context.
Yeah.
This is not the guy you want sitting next to you, because this man will start, as he says, start fucking rolling.
Rolling.
And he will take you out of that shit so quick. And it's like, you know what, fam? That is dumb. Like, even if you try to give it some grace, you be like, no, BenHaMeen's right. This shit is dumb.
Yeah. No. But I still think The Conjuring is one of the best horror films I've seen. It's just, It takes me out of it. And like, It Follows is another one. I was terrified for most of that movie. And I can't remember why, but there's a point in it where I just started rolling, and that was it. I couldn't take shit seriously after that. I was crying, after that. I think the invisible thing slammed somebody around funny, and I just like, it's like once the monster doesn't kill you and just starts fucking with you, that's when I'm like, all right.
Oh, you don't care. Well, I mean, that's what I'm used to seeing with horror movies, at least the last, 15 years, right? Like, it's always that, and I think it's kind of like the Saw effect, like Jigsaw and Blair Witch and shit like that. Like, when that shit started running, like being the dominant tone of horror movies, I feel like a lot of them ended up like that, where you say the monster or the poltergeist, whatever the fuck it is, just fucks with people. Like, they don't just end it. It's just, they just literally and figuratively dragging the niggas along until third act it decides, okay, maybe I'll kill you now.
Well, see, that's not the problem with Barbarian. Barbarian is more, it just turns into like, what the
it's just
fuck?
mess.
Yeah, it's just like,
It's just mess.
yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? But before that, it is pretty ill. It's definitely pretty ill.
I'm not a big horror fan, especially, and I don't know if it's any like gory things happening, but stuff that's like excessive gore, I'm like not with
There's
it.
just
Not
a
because I'm
little
scared,
bit.
it's
There's
just
a little
doesn't do
bit
it for me.
quick gore in Barbarian, and that's it. It's like, yeah, there's like one or two
excessive gore
violent
is
deaths, and that's it.
Too much for me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's not one, and it's I don't watch any of them like torture horror films. I can't stand
I
it.
don't like that.
I can't watch none of that shit. But no, again, I'm gonna say it fucking again. Athena, like, it's in my top 5 of last year. It's a fucking incredible movie, and more people need to see it and talk about this shit. It ain't even like there's, that's what I'm saying. Shit like Barbarian, all that, that's whatever. Those are aight. Most movies are aight. This one of them greats. God damn it.
Not a movie, but have you started watching Wednesday on Netflix?
Nah.
Jenna Ortega is amazing.
I know she is. Yeah.
She's fucking amazing as Wednesday. She is the embodiment of Wednesday. The Wednesday, I remember. And even more. So if you just want to watch it just for the character play on that, the Addams Family, like, they fucking killed it. I could see like the way it's written getting stale after a time, because it's just a lot of Wednesday. It's just all Wednesday all the time, and her being snarky and rude and all that stuff. And it works most of the time, but there are times where it's like, all right, they're taking it too far. But I'm enjoying Wednesday. I'm like maybe halfway through now, but I've enjoyed it thus far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else I've been peeping lately? No. No. Athena, and then that other movie I gotta look up something. I cannot remember the name of it. Tala something. I don't know.
Tar? Someone
No.
said it in the jar.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tar yet. I had not even heard of Tar until last night. Last night.
Yes. Maze says Megan is comedy. Megan with the letter.
We got to see Megan, and we got to have Allison on the show. Shout out to Allison Williams.
Got to have Allison back.
Gotta have Allison.
The movie doubled its budget within a day.
Yeah.
So I think it took like 16 million or something like that. Teens to make, and it doubled its budget within 24 hours of release. So that's a concept of well done marketing, because Megan had been fucking everywhere for months. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, like, even seeing like when the trailer first dropped with Megan dancing and all this other stuff, and like they had all these fucking performances out in the fucking street and just shit going on and on and on. And that's why I'm just like, I feel like if a film, and not to say it works every time, but if a distributor, if a film house really wants something to work, sometimes marketing is the key. So it's just funny and weird to me when places, like Netflix or whomever, they don't mention it, and then you never see it, and it falls into like the darkness. So it is what it is. Anything else, BenHaMeen? I mean, this is not fandom related, but I am a fan. Congratulations, Naomi Osaka and Corday. Naomi Osaka announced that she's pregnant. So happy for her.
Shit.
She is one of my favorite tennis players. I actually have the Naomi Osaka Barbie doll. Very fire. What else? I hate Elon Musk. What else?
Real quick, I want to do a quick
Yeah.
shout out to some comics I've been reading, as we say in a little segment we like to call Comic Psychops. Had to do my own sound effect right there. You like that, right? Really, I just wanted to shout out X-Men Red and what is it? Immortal X-Men by Kieran Gillen and Al Ewing, not respectively, because Al is writing X-Men Red and Kieran is writing Immortal X-Men. And right now they are leading up into the Secrets of Sinister arc, which will be like, for those who remember the Age of Apocalypse back in the day, when all the X-Men titles just stopped for a few months and were replaced by this alternate universe. And Mr. Sinister has been doing, like, this nigga doing the most, honestly. Like, I'm tired of this nigga at this point. Like, there's like, it's like Kang. There's so many versions of him running around right now in the X world that you lose track. Like, they just revealed another old man version of Sinister who is behind this other villain who you thought was just another villain, and it was actually Sinister. But he's doing the most right now, and it's going to lead into this alternate dimension where they're going to have a bunch of new titles like Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants and all kind of ill shit. But they are just absolutely killing it right now. The whole X universe is on fire. I know I talk about Marvel a lot lately. I have not been reading that many independent books, so I'm sorry, because I haven't not really been reading that many comics as of late. I've just been reading X-Men a lot, and then a lot of old stuff because I'm just, looking to prepare for some stuff I want to write. So I've been catching up on like all the X-Men, all the old Fantastic Four, and some other stuff I'm working on. So yeah, but for new shit, X-Men right now, it's en fuego.
Yeah. And I think we talked about pretty much everything we want to talk about that's happened at the top of the year. BenHaMeen, you reminded me of something. We are, and this was something that people have been asking us when we did do our year-end like questions of like, what do you want to see from For All Nerds, BenHaMeen, Tatiana in 2023 and beyond. And yes, we will be doing more reviews and talking about more things outside of Marvel. It just so happened Marvel was the one dropping everything. So it's just like those took precedence. However, we will be doing some more. We don't know what the fuck is happening in DC WB, but that's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be more news as we go along. So, we'll be touching on that more. Obviously, we talked a lot about all the different shows and movies that won the Golden Globes and were nominated and this and that and things that need more shine. So you're going to be getting more of that as we continue on.
Andor wasn't nominated.
Andor was not. No, but is that because of when it came out?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You sure it didn't miss the cutoff? Because
I don't think so. Because like shit like Tar, which is barely out, from what I understand.
Well, barely out to you, but when did it actually release?
I don't know. But
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, Andor was well in 2021. It ain't like
2021.
2022. It wasn't like And
right, but it didn't miss the cutoff because even though it was in 2022, there's literally like I don't know what.
I don't know when the cutoff is for the Golden Globes, but I want to say it's things released in 2022 qualify. That's what it usually is. Like the Oscars are to be everything from 2022.
All of 2022 from beginning to end, or
pretty
that's
much.
What I'm saying.
Like it's most of the year. I know that it's like, especially for the Oscars, it's like most of the year. Because that's why people have their theatrical release, and then even if they do that and then release it on Netflix in 2023, as long as it was released in theaters in 2022, it still qualifies for the Oscars. So that's why sometimes there will be movies on those lists that you have not seen yet because they haven't had a wide release. Like, unless you were in New York or LA, because they usually release them in New York or LA.
Well, I was questioning why the fuck Avatar was on there. I was like, how, nigga? But okay, I guess so. Makes sense to me. So anything else? Any last words you want to say? Definitely thank you to everyone over the holiday break who went to forallnerds.com and bought merch. The lot of you are amazing, incredible, stupendous. There were two people, I believe they were married, a married couple who wore the purple T'Challa, the T'Challa and Friends version, and they had a purple Christmas tree, and it was so cute. I love that shit.
Man,
and then,
shout outs to y'all. Y'all look so dope.
Then there was another person who she had the T'Challa and Friends sweatsuit, and she was talking about how she wears it on her Zoom calls for work and stuff like that. Like, that's what the fuck we want to see, y'all. Like, and that's why we make the merch that we make. Like, we gonna make the shit that you want to wear in real life, that you're gonna wear as you doing your thing, as you live in life, as you're working, as you moving through the airport, like all that shit. Like, you know, as you celebrating Christmas and Kwanzaa and all this other shit. Like, we want to see that, like, this is for your life. This is lifestyle. And that's why we retooled forallnerds.com. That's why we have this merch site out now. That's why we're working on more fire designs, bro. The newest design. Woo!
Oh.
Hot fucking fire. I was screaming when BenHaMeen sent me the sketch. I want that shit immediately.
And
immediately.
I've seen some
hand.
more version. It's coming together very nicely.
Ooh.
So we got that. We got some other stuff dropping. I mean, I promise y'all in 2023, that is definitely one of my main goals, to make forallnerds.com into like a premier site for merch for people of color, because I just don't see the fly shit like that.
But the fly, we told y'all about that. I don't want to, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to dress like I'm a fucking lieutenant on the fucking Enterprise. Like, I'm not with that type of clothing, you know, fandom clothing. I'm with my style, but with fandom, you know, relations to it, right?
Yep.
Fandom adjacent, even like
yes,
cool shit that you see us rock all the time, like even funny shit, like the fucking BenHaMeen's. Which one? Oh, he's wearing. I mean, the disc. You can never get that ever again. Like,
we might have to bring it back.
Like, y'all remember when Wakanda? Like, literally every week they just kept announcing more and more black people. The first Wakanda movie. That's what that shirt came from, and we just started adding more and more niggas to the shirt. Like, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? So
it's just got to be flyer than like what I see. Like even at MadFest, like, and there are some black-owned companies. I can't remember the name. There's a black-owned T-shirt company I see at New York Comic Con and at MadFest now, and I like their stuff, but they're going for that more mass market, you know. And I'm like, we gotta have this fly
and we
shit,
don't,
dog.
and we don't want to be the ones where, like, you know, you go online, you type in, I don't know, X-Men shirt, and it's the fucking, it just looks bad, poor quality. It's, as BenHaMeen says, it's not fly. You can tell, you know, the fucking con funk was all over it. Like, we don't want that for you. We don't want that for us. And that's what I'm saying. All the shit that we make is because we would wear it. We would rock it. And we're cool. And we think you guys are cool. So that's why, you know, that's why we're doing this. So here we are.
forallnerds.com. Head over there. Grab the T'Challa and Friends. We got some more new designs coming. Definitely Black History Month. We're going to be rolling out a bunch of stuff. Probably before that, though, we're going to drop this first new design for the new year very soon, perhaps by next week. So things are coming through over there. We have signed the paperwork on our big announcement of the year, but we have been told by the people involved in the big announcement to shut the fuck up. So we gonna keep shutting the fuck up on that, but like we say, something is coming in October in, you know, the DC area. We'll say that much. And yeah, if you're in that area, you should be around because it's gonna be super lit. And also, I still cannot make anything on my other announcement, but that's moving along. Almost there. Yeah, and it's getting weirder and weirder as things approach because I just don't know what the fuck's gonna happen when this shit come out. So we'll see. Thank y'all. You know, you will be the first to know. Once we do know, we'll let you know when we can let you know.
We will. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, for sharing, for supporting, for sending monies. For All Nerds. What did I say? What is it? Sorry, let me start over. It's patreon.com/forallnerds. Thank you to the financial fam. I say it like y'all in the fucking fraternity. Thank you to the financial members for paying your dues. But no, for real, thank y'all. As BenHaMeen said, everything we do, you know, that is funded by y'all. We appreciate that. Appreciate everybody listening. It's very important that you guys listen. You know that you hear ads on our show. That is also how we pay for things and how we keep it popping, and how, like I said, BenHaMeen shining with the lights and shit like that. I'll get a corporeal body really soon. You know, my arm just won't disappear in the ether like this. But it's all because of you guys. So appreciate you. Go to twitch.tv/forallnerds if you're doing that now. That means you're watching us live in the living color. Make sure you are following us at the very least, especially because you need to follow the chat. And if you can, especially if you have an Amazon Prime account, connect your Amazon account to your Twitch account. At this point, I don't even know if you have to do the work. It might be automatic, but make sure they're connected because you get a free Twitch subscription every month. Please let that subscription be for all nerds. Follow us at Tatiana King all over the interwebs. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I'm Tatiana K00. Tatiana K00. For All Nerds is also on TikTok. Follow BenHaMeen at DJ BenHaMeen all over the interwebs. When BenHaMeen goes live and is fucking spinning, make sure you watch it and support this man. Music is king for this man, okay? So it's really important. He's putting his, this is his lifeblood, right? Amongst other things, but this is his lifeblood. And, he's already with the fire remixes and stuff, and there's more coming. So, I just love to hear it, love to see it. So, I definitely want people to experience that as well. And SoundCloud, everywhere that you listen to podcasts, shit,
iTunes,
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the usual suspects. We are everywhere. And also, if you see things online where people like, oh, we're looking for geek culture people, or we're looking for fandom people, or we're looking for podcast hosts to do this, or what y'all do a lot now, which is like someone will say, I'm looking for a podcast where they talk about X-Men or whatever. Mm-hmm. And y'all be like, For All Nerds, For All Nerds. I'm looking for a podcast that features Black people that talk about Game of Thrones. For All Nerds. Add us on these things. Tag us. Keep our names in their fucking mouth so that we can also be privy to these opportunities. We appreciate all of that.